#aliens laughed at ancient human gun until it shifted. Captain Tom Reed stood at the negotiation table, surrounded by the towering blue-skinned Vexari delegates. Their silver eyes gleamed with a mixture of amusement and contempt as they examined the ancient weapon he had placed before them. "This primitive device is your bargaining chip." Ambassador Krell clicked his mandibles together in what the translation software identified as laughter. "A projectile weapon that uses chemical propellant and metal slugs?" Tom maintained his composure, though his jaw clenched slightly. "This M1911 handgun is more than just a weapon, Ambassador. It's a piece of human history, over 400 years old and still functioning perfectly." The 5 Vexari delegates exchanged glances, their facial tentacles rippling with mirth. "The Galactic Concord was amused when your species joined," said Commander Drav, the military representative. "So young, so technologically stunted. Your entire civilization has barely mastered interstellar travel, while we've been traversing the stars for millennia." Tom's second-in-command, Lieutenant Maria Garcia, stiffened beside him. The negotiations for mining rights on the contested moon of Epsilon 6 weren't going well. The Vexari had agreed to this meeting only as a formality, clearly expecting humans to roll over and accept whatever terms they offered. "Perhaps the captain believes antiques hold value to us," said Trade Minister Vox, her voice dripping with condescension. "Shall we explain how our phase-shift weapons work, little human? How they bypass physical barriers by temporarily shifting matter between dimensional planes?" Tom smiled. "Actually, that's exactly why I brought this particular item." He reached for the pistol, noting how the Vexari didn't even flinch. They truly saw no threat in the ancient weapon. "Our research teams studied Vexari phase shift technology extensively," Tom continued, "and we made an interesting discovery." He pointed to small modifications barely visible on the gun's frame. "This isn't just an antique, it's a proof of concept." Trade Minister Vox leaned forward, her curiosity piqued despite herself. Tom lifted the weapon. "The beauty of human innovation is our ability to adapt and integrate. We took your phase shift principles and miniaturized the technology to retrofit our existing weapons." For the first time, unease rippled through the Vexari delegation. "Impossible," Commander Drav declared. "The power requirements alone would be substantial." "Yes," Maria interjected. "Until we discovered a way to harness ambient zero-point energy using modified crystalline lattices, another innovation your scientists dismissed as theoretical." Tom pointed the weapon at a small demonstration cube the Vexari had brought, a block of their most advanced armor material capable of withstanding direct hits from energy weapons. "May I?" Tom asked politely. Ambassador Krell waved a dismissive appendage. "By all means, demonstrate your adaptation." Tom thumbed a small switch on the side of the pistol. A faint blue glow emanated from the modified components. He squeezed the trigger. The gun made its ancient sound, a sharp crack that seemed almost comically outdated in a sleek alien conference room. But the bullet didn't spark against the cube's surface or flatten on impact. It simply disappeared into the material as if the cube were made of water. A moment later, the cube shattered from within, fragments scattering across the polished table. Silence fell over the room. "Phase shift ammunition," Tom explained into the stunned quiet. "The bullet temporarily exists in a different dimensional state, just enough to bypass your defensive technology before resolidifying inside the target." Commander Drav's facial tentacles had gone completely still. "This is unexpected." "The weight of our evolutionary history," Tom said, setting the gun down gently, "is that humans developed in a constant state of conflict and adaptation. We didn't have the luxury of millennia of peace that the Vexari enjoyed. We had to innovate to survive." Ambassador Krell's silver eyes narrowed. "Are you threatening the Vexari Dominion, Captain Reed?" Tom shook his head. "Not at all. I'm proposing a genuine partnership. This technology represents just one application of human innovation combined with Vexari principles. Imagine what we could accomplish together instead of against each other." He slid forward a data tablet containing revised terms for the mining rights. terms that offered fair compensation and joint development rights. We don't want conflict, Ambassador, but we won't be dismissed or exploited either. The Vexari delegation huddled together, their translated whispers becoming increasingly heated. Finally, Ambassador Krell turned back to the humans. Your species continues to surprise us, Captain Reed. Perhaps we have been hasty in our assessment. Tom nodded. It's a common mistake. Many species see our comparatively brief technological history and assume we're primitive. They'd forget that necessity and adversity drive innovation faster than comfort ever could. As they drafted the new agreement, Lieutenant Garcia leaned close to Tom. Did you have to be so dramatic? The R&D team would have a fit if they saw you risking their prototype like that. Tom grinned. Sometimes you need to make an impression. Besides, he added, glancing at the Vexari, who were now treating the humans with newfound respect, they needed to understand something fundamental about humanity. What's that, sir? Never underestimate a species that can take your greatest technological achievement and retrofit it to work with a design that's 4 centuries old. Humans don't discard the past. We build upon it. The treaty was signed before the day ended, marking the beginning of what would become one of the most productive partnerships in the Galactic Concord. And the modified M-1911 found a place of honor in the Vexari Museum of Galactic Innovation, beneath a plaque that read, "Sometimes the oldest ideas create the newest possibilities."